Welcome back, everyone. On today's video, I am going to go over the specifics about the shootout that you guys have been long waiting for. MSB versus DCS. But before I go on, please subscribe, hit that like button. Let's continue to do this day in, day out. Let's continue to get some great shootouts, conversations about ultra high-end gear, and anything else that might be relevant. Anyway, right now I am going to go over 13 different things that I need to make sure you guys have 100% clarity on before the shootouts begin. The videos that will follow over the next few days will not be about the shootouts. There will be a couple of more videos that I want to put out there for you guys to continue to get an understanding of what the XLF right next to me is capable of doing. Once the shootout starts, then you'll know, because I'll put it on the description. Video number 1, demonstration number 1, demonstration number 2. You'll know when it's the actual shootout that you're watching, okay? Okay, so without any further delay, let's go over 13 things that you guys need to be aware of before the shootout. Number 1, both DACs will be using the following device that you're watching right now before your eyes. This device was sent to me, and it is supposed to enhance the clarity of the network connection. It is supposed to get rid of the gunk or the interference. It's supposed to simply cleanse whatever information is coming through the Ethernet cable from the router to the Ethernet, okay? This also has an external power supply, which you can see here, which enhances even more the efficiency of this unit. Okay, so both DACs will be connected to this. Both DACs will be taking advantage of this product. I want to make sure you guys understand it, okay? Make sure that you are clear that I am going to keep it apples to apples when it comes to this. Fact number 2, neither DAC will be connected to the Shootout Everest power conditioner. I believe that in order to keep things fair and square, I have to go straight into the wall, because sometimes these power conditioning units benefit more products than others. I'll give you an example. I'll be very full transparency here. When I was using the Antillean Evo straight into the wall for a few of behind the scenes shootouts that I had, and then I went ahead and connected it into the Shootout Everest, the whole entire soundstage collapsed. Okay, it went from being this big to about this big. Okay, that happened with the Antillean Evo. But then if I use the Griffin Essence, it maintained the same soundstage size, depth, and width. It didn't worsen the presentation, if that makes sense. It was actually a beneficial device for the Griffin Essence. So because of this particular scenario is why I have decided that I am not going to be using the Shootout Everest for the shootout. We're going to go power cords straight into the wall outlets. Okay? Number 3, the power amplifier that I will be using is the Griffin Essence stereo amplifier, and it will be plugged straight into the wall. Again, no Shootout Everest. Number 4, both DACs will be without any sort of footer. They are going to be on the shelf right behind me without any kind of add-ons, okay? All they're going to be using, the only consistent factor that I will have on both is I will be using the same power cords. Nothing else. I believe that the critical mass footers, although I don't know if you guys can see them behind me, the critical mass footers right now are on both, right? The server and the MSB reference DAC. But I feel like, you know, there is that wait period. You have to wait for things to settle. Why do that? On the shelf, both DACs, no questions asked. No scenarios whether the critical mass footer did more for one DAC than the other. I think that's just going to get confusing, and it's not going to give us 100% accurate results. I'm trying to keep things as, I wouldn't say raw as possible, but I'm trying to keep them as consistent as possible, okay, without deviating things because of additional tweaks. Number 5, I will be using a line stage. I just simply do not believe going DAC direct into the amplifier is the right way to do this. Why? Because both DACs are going to give you a lot more resolution when you do this. Yes, you're going to get a lot more nuance, a lot more information, right? You're going to get all of that. But I feel a line stage like the Griffin Pandora, which I have already gone over how great it is when it comes to separating or differentiating sources, right? It doesn't do what the Past Labs XP32 did for me, which is to basically homogenize everything. It just homogenized every source. Every source sounded basically the same. The XP32 did that for the majority of the time that it was here with me, but the Pandora never did that. So I feel the Pandora is good enough to go forward and put it out front and center for me to compare both DACs. Okay, so without a doubt, the Pandora is going to be part of the formula here, part of the shootout, and I don't think there's going to be any negative things happening because of using the line stage in the middle. I really think that the line stage is actually the perfect piece that's matched up to the Griffin Essence. Once you go with DAC direct, then you got impedance issues with the amplifier. Your amplifier may not like the DAC's impedance for one reason or the other. So let the line stage do that work. Anyway, it's designed around Griffin amps, so why not just do that? It's easier and simpler, much simpler. Number 6, all cabling, XLR, speaker cables, Ethernet cables are Synergistic Research Galileo SX, okay? Just for transparency. So every cable basically is, with the exception of the power cords, which I will go over in a few. Number 7, both power cords on both DACs will be AudioQuest Dragon power cords. As you know, the DCS Rossini has an external clock that also needs a power cord, so I'm going to use 2 power cords there. And my MSB reference has 2 power bases, so it requires 2 power cords. Both of them will be with the same power cord, AudioQuest Dragon, and plugged straight into the wall, guys. Number 8, power cords on the preamplifier will be transparent Opus Generation 5. Why? I simply do not have more Dragon power cords. I just simply don't have anymore, and I have to use what I have, so I am going to use transparent Opus Generation 5 on the line stage. It takes 2 power cords, by the way, the line stage, the Pandora line stage. And as I mentioned earlier, the Griffin Essence will use AudioQuest Dragon power cords. Number 9, in case you guys are wondering, all presentations will be done at an average of 82 decibels. 82. In order to give you, and if you don't really know how loud that is, download the application from the App Store, install it. I think it's called Sound Meter on Android devices. I think iPhones, they have the same name. You can literally just sit there with your iPhone and have a very good idea of how loud you're listening. 82 decibels is what I mainly shoot for. That's neither too loud or too low. I think it allows you to hear the full spectrum of the presentation without lacking anything. Number 10, it is very important, extremely important, that you guys use headphones of some sort. Or if you can somehow make the presentation play right through your rig, through your system, even better, guys. Please don't tell me you're putting your phone or your iPad on speaker mode and you're listening like that to compare. Okay, you're not going to hear the bass. You're not going to hear the thump. You're not going to hear if one DAC is more lethargic than the other. You're just going to get a bunch of treble, a bunch of detail, and you're not going to be able to really assess what's happening. So I suggest, guys, go out there. If you don't have them, buy a decent set of headphones for $90 or something. You should have them anyway. If you're going to do this comparison and you're going to get serious, as I am, please get at least headphones. Okay, and some of you guys may have a rig that you can connect it to your system and stream somehow. Great, that's fine too. But just don't do the speaker phone or the the iPad phone. Don't do that. It's just not really something that should be done at this level. Number 11, all components from the DAC to the amplifier, cables, speakers, everything, music server, everything will be playing music for 48 hours straight, non-stop. That's, at that point, is when I'm gonna actually start to record, okay? Nothing will be cold. There's not gonna be this feeling of, did you have it on for long enough? Guys, all my equipment is broken in. Everything is broken in. Nothing needs to be broken in. Everything is running. I'm telling you, 48 hours of playback time is enough for you to take this shootout very seriously and to have absolutely no favorites here. Please remember, playing the electronics for hours before you listen critically is always important. So this is why I'm going to choose 48 hours, 2 days of playback time before I begin to record both DACs. Number 12, and I know some of you guys are going to hate this, but guys, I am not going to be telling you which DAC is playing. I will not do that. You'll either hear something that says demonstration number 1, demonstration number 2, and I'm going to block everything behind that. You're not going to be able to tell which DAC is behind me. I am going to hide as much as possible because I don't want the conversation to be about your favorite brand. No, it should be about what your ears are listening to and what you prefer best with the Wilson Audio XLF, right? It's got nothing to do here with brand names. I'm not here to support MSB. I'm not here to support DCS. I own both. I really, all I'm trying to do here is to let you all hear the differences between both DACs and then vote as to which presentation you prefer the most. Speaking of voting, it is very important that you vote. I am going to run a poll that is going to essentially let you choose which demonstration you are selecting. It will give you an idea of what the general public is choosing with this shootout. Okay, and you select yours regardless of what everybody else is selecting. You select what you like best. Okay, if you have no idea how to get to my polls, if you do not know how to get to the polls that I post, this is how you do it. You go to my home page on YouTube, channel page, top right, you'll see something that says community. Click on that. When you click on that, you'll get what is some sort of a news feed. All you have to do is scroll there, as you can see, and get to the poll, and that's it. Once you're in the poll, it's just voting what presentation or demonstration you prefer the best. Simple as that. It is very important because a lot of my conclusion will come from there. Okay? If you are going to be leaving comments below, you can, of course, they're welcome. But to be honest with you, if you're not voting, your opinion unfortunately doesn't really matter at this point because we're not seeing which way you are going. I have no way of counting how many votes are under YouTube, under the comments. I can't embark on that. You either vote or you simply sit back and watch and let the cars fall where they may. That's really all you can do. Okay, so commenting below is cool. Just remember, it's not really going to put any weight on the entire shootout. Okay, so vote, find my YouTube. I just put a video. Again, find it, learn how to do this. It is very important that you vote. Let's get everybody here engaged so that we can do a shootout that has never been done. And then the final thing, I will be at the end of the shootout, okay, which will consist of approximately 3 videos, each video containing 2 songs per DAC. So each video is going to essentially have 4 songs, right? 2 with DCS, 2 with MSB. So each video is going to be approximately 10 to 15 minutes long. Okay. At the end of 3 videos, that will wrap it up for me. I will have a video out where I will go over what I heard in here and give you my personal pick and give you my reasoning behind. Okay, and I want to say something else. If you are MSB or you are DCS watching this, I don't want to burn any bridges or sore feelings. It's simply my selection will be based on what I prefer with these speakers. Maybe if they were the magical M6s that were here, I would select something different. But I am going to choose based on what I have here in my room, which DAC I prefer and why. It has nothing to do with which one is better. It will be more about personal preference for me. And then my preference, by the way, could be totally different than the results from the poll. Maybe everyone is voting, I don't know, 80% are voting for demonstration number 1, and the other 20% is where I'm headed, where I'm actually supporting, where I'm actually sitting. So it has nothing to do with promoting any brand. It's more about what I like with my speakers here. Okay? I want to make sure that's clear. I don't want anyone to start saying that I am bashing brand A and preferring brand B. This is not what the shootout is about. This is for you guys to have an understanding of the tonality, the strengths and weaknesses of both brands. Nothing else. Okay? Hope you guys are looking forward to the shootout. It is going to be one hell of a ride. Please subscribe once again, and thank you for all the love and support. Peace, guys.